without further ado, let me introduce this powerful woman. Um, Her name is Arti, and she is founder and CEO of Synergies Works. Now, before she founded Synergies Works, she has had a number of years working in the corporate community, working in America and in Asia, working in inclusive workspace strategies as well as marketing and advertising. She's a mom and she's a go getter. We're excited about working and collaborating with Synergies Works. They are committed to economic empowerment of people with disabilities by helping them build sustainable businesses. Now, you guys, we already know that this is called the art of business because, of course, showability is all about performing arts. And so we know that making money is an art, working is an art, doing good business is an art. And so all artists need to do is be coached on the art of doing business. And so that's what we have today. Artie, I'll let you take it away.
Thank you so much, Myrna, for this introduction.
Yes.
And hi, everybody. And it's a pleasure to be here. And this is going to be an interactive session. I am not a master and I'm not a guru. I am just learning as I go. As Myrna mentioned, I'm a mom. I have two boys. My younger son has Down syndrome. And that's the reason why I changed my life course 15, 17 years back. So I just wanted to understand, unfortunately, even today, there exist, as some of you might know, two different worlds, one for folks with disabilities and one for folks without disabilities. And my life's purpose is to make sure that we are all one, that we build an inclusive world for everybody. And out of this life purpose, Synergy's work has been born, and that's the reason why I do. So today, when Mernard asked me to talk about the work, how to do the work we do through Synergy's work, I was excited to share in a short time about how do you set up businesses and what is it all about. So while I might not be able to put everything together, I do want you to keep interrupting me, asking me questions if I go too fast, because when I get very excited, I tend to just go very fast. So please stop me and ask me questions whenever there is anything that's needed. I'll just share my screen so that we are, and let's mix it. So this is Synergy's work. And let me ask everybody here, first, let me just also, I want to put it out like this so that I can see faces. Give me a minute. How many of you have actually believed that you have a talent or a gift to ask, to offer to the world? So just raise your hands, please. Yes, I cannot. Give me a minute. Let me go back. Oh, I cannot see what's happened. I cannot see the faces of people. Ah, am I?
If we could raise our hands and we can maybe do that in the as a feature if you would prefer, and you can just have
Yeah, I do, but for some reason my screen is not allowing me to see everybody here. That's the only reason I'm a little perturbed because I can't see you. And I want to see everybody here for either be. Okay, let me just stop sharing the screen. Maybe that would help. Ah, here we are.
Yeah, that must be a new. I'm sorry to interrupt you. That must be a new Zoom feature. I was having an issue with that also. We used
Oh,
to be able to share
yeah,
our screens and then see everyone in gallery view.
yes, that's
They
right.
must have taken that away.
Some reason I can't
Yep.
see. Okay, so let me ask you, how many of you believe that, Jamila, you raised your hand. Is there anybody else who believes that they have a gift and a talent, something really creative? Three people. Yes, awesome. So what happens is many times when we are children, if you ask, a teacher will ask a class full of kids, can you sing? Virtually every hand will go up in that classroom. But as we get older, the world around us our peers, our parents, our systems keep telling us, this teacher, there are people who have special talent and only they can sing. And that becomes something that gets ingrained over a period of time, and then it becomes difficult for us to believe in our own talent. I want to share something with you here. Let me go back to my screen presentation here. Oh, what is that thing? So let me go back to the presentation. And I probably will not be seeing you, but let's. Okay, so I want to play a little video here for everybody so that they can see what I'm talking about. Now, this video, for those who cannot see, there is this little on a healthier side, a boy who's running on a lonely road. It's a long, empty road, and he's running on this road, and then there is a voiceover that comes with it.
Greatness, it's just something we made up. Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is a gift reserved for a chosen few, for prodigies, for superstars, and the rest of us can only stand by watching. You can forget that. Greatness is not some rare DNA strand. It's not some precious thing. Greatness is no more unique to us than breathing. We're all capable of it. All of us.
And it ends with the Nike ad. It's a Nike ad, and it ends with the logo of Nike saying that find the greatness in yourself. And that's what I'm going to really talk about today. Before, it's not about doing a business, it's not about being successful, it's about finding your life's purpose. That's what is important, because once we know why we are doing what we are doing, how we do it becomes easy for us. Many a times, and then we can define what we are doing. Many times, people talk about how they do it, how good they are, and what they are doing. Life doesn't work like that. Nobody's interested in how good you are and how great you are. They want to know why you do what you do. And once they get hooked into that why, then everything falls easy. And that's true for businesses too. So on my screen, I have the three icons. One is the Harley Davidson logo, the other is the Apple logo, and the third one is the Coca-Cola logo. And below them are the photographs of the three founders of Harley Davidson, Apple, Steve Jobs, and Pemberton, the pharmacist who discovered Coca-Cola, so to speak. And the header of the slide says hobbyists, not entrepreneurs. So all of them, whether it was the person who founded Coca-Cola or Steve Jobs, they were really passionate about the work that they were doing. They did not start as entrepreneurs. Coca-Cola Pemberton was actually a pharmacist, and he was mixing these chemicals or whatever concoctions in his pharmacy, and actually was making a drink for women in 1885, whatever that year was, for women who were staying at home. And then he hit upon this fantastic formula called Coca-Cola, which was he sold to to the Coca-Cola company, and they marketed it and made profits out of this brand. Steve Jobs is a dropout college person who started making computers in the garage of his parents, and today it's an iconic brand. And the same goes with Harley Davidson. The same goes for the brands like Nike. Uh, if you notice, there is actually, has anybody ever noticed that on cars also there is the brand of Apple, that Apple is just stuck there on the back of a car. Or I've actually seen, there's a photograph that I want to share of a person who, and it's right here, here. There is this, let me show you this picture. There is this man with a beard who has an Apple logo tattooed on his chest. Similarly, with Harley Davidson tattoos, we have seen them. People have them on their arms, their legs. There's a Nike photograph of a person with a Nike tattoo on his ankle. So, what are they doing? Why do people put, how do they get to this point where the brands become so iconic with culture? And why is it, what happens with these individuals who are able to reach these iconic statuses? Similarly with people also, we all know MLK, Martin Luther King story. We all know Mahatma Gandhi. They're almost, these are the individuals and brands that have transcended time, cultures, um, and and ages. Mahatma Gandhi, for instance, was a person who was a lawyer starting in South Africa, and for 25 years, nobody knew about him. And then he has, today he is called Mahatma. He's reached another status altogether. What changes? What makes them who they are? And that's the reason what I want to talk to you about. It is these people who have been able to find out their why, their purpose in life. And that's what we at Synergies Work try to do. What is Synergies Work purpose is, I define it as somebody that wants to, an organization that wants to build an equitable world where everybody can tap into their opportunities, they can tap into the boundless talent that they have, they can, so that they can spread their wings, test their curiosity, and expand their vision of what is possible and positive in their lives. But before I go into this, just picking up from there, let me just jump a couple of slides and talk about how do you find that purpose in life. So there are 4 different questions I think we all need to answer before we decide what is our purpose. One is, all of us has to believe that there is something that you enjoy doing, something that you're good at doing. What is it that you love doing? The second is, what are the things that you're good at doing? What is it that the world needs, and what is it that you can, whatever you do, can get paid for? When these 4 things intersect, I don't know if you can see my cursor, but at this bottom where the 4 circles intersect is the sweet spot, which is called the true purpose. Why do we want to do that? And so that is what is, I think, what's more critical for all of us to find out. What is your life's purpose? What are the things that you, if you can list down on a piece of paper, what are the things that you're good at? Things that you are, what you call as gift. Everybody is born with a gift. And now that gift can be a gift of hand, can be a gift of heart, or a gift of head. You get that, right? It's something that you can do with your hands, or you're good at listening to other people, or you're very good at computing or doing something with your brain. And that's the 3 gifts. And these are the things that you do naturally. You're not forced into doing things. You just naturally do it. It comes without an effort. And that's what becomes your gift. So if you're on a piece of paper, you can write down what is your gift. And if you have difficulty defining what your gift is, ask your friends, ask your family, and ask them, what are the things in terms that come naturally to me in time? When you think of me, give me the top 3 things words that you use to define me as a person. And from that, you will find out what you're good. You could be a good connector. You could be a good listener. Okay. So once you have that, then there are certain skills that we build over a period of time. We might go to an art class, or I might take a computer class, or I might do carpentry. And those become my skills that I am good at. Now, when I am able to sell these skills into the world that needs it, then that becomes a vocation. I'm able to earn money for it. Okay, but it's still a vocation. But if I'm able to combine all the 4 things and reach this sweet spot, then my work doesn't remain work. Then it becomes pleasure. So how many of you, let me ask you this question, and I'm feeling, cannot see you for some strange reason, but how many of you, if you can raise your hand, tell me, get up in the morning and feel excited and driven to take this new day? who want to be excited about doing something. If you can just show me your hands, that would be great. I can't see management tools here.
Somebody is raising their hand.
Okay, you can unmute yourself and tell me what is it that you do that makes you so happy? Myrna Clayton has raised her hand. I see that, of course.
Can you write it in the chat, Meg? Oh, Megan.
Yes, you can, please. Okay.
Oh, what do I say to make me happy?
Yeah.
Oh, glorifying God.
I'm sorry?
Glorifying the Lord.
But do you get paid for doing this?
No, I believe that the happiest things that make you happy are free. Yeah. You don't need a, in our opinion, we're Christian. So in our opinion, we don't need to have like, myself, I don't believe that money can buy you happiness. I think the greatest thing that can bring you happiness is helping others and glorifying the Lord and doing that for Him.
Absolutely.
You know, it's all about God. It's all about you know, serving Him and helping one another. I think that's what brings me happiness, because
Absolutely.
I see.
I don't doubt that. Please don't get me wrong. I am not.
Yeah, it's okay.
What I'm questioning is finding the work that you do for which you can get paid. Okay. Is there what work that you do that gets you money and also gives you that immense happiness that every day doesn't become a chore? It's not a job, but a source of happiness. Okay.
See, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the paid thing. I don't think you need a paid job.
You might be in a great position, but many of us need to pay our bills. Okay? All of us need to pay our bills. We have to get up and make sure that we have food on the table, a roof on our head, our children are taken care of, and do work that gives us happiness. So that's what the conversation today is all about. How do you make a business that gives you the joy, helps you find your higher purpose, which might be, in your case, doing good for the others, or what gives you joy, and making sure that there is money, the business part of it. What is a business? Business is something that gives you money. You're not talking about volunteer work here. You're talking about making money. If there is an exchange of goods and services for money, that's business. And that's what the conversation today is all about. How do we find a business, the sweet spot that gives you happiness, gives you pleasure, helps you achieve your higher and true purpose? Okay, so that's where we were. So, Mara, I know you raised your hand. Clearly, you do what you do because you believe in it.
Yes, and for a business, we will always start by doing things that, as you mentioned before, have a purpose that bring us joy. The best way to feel even greater is when someone is willing to pay you. Like myself, I'm a singer, and so when someone is willing to pay me for my gifting, and I'm able to have an exchange, a business exchange for that. They want me to come and sing someplace. And so I'm able to go and perform, and I'm able to have an exchange. And so because I have that exchange, I'm able to now go pay my bills, buy food, put gas in my car, do the things that are required of me in order to live life.
Right.
I don't have a check coming in unless I have business.
Right.
So I have to have some type of exchange for the services that I render.
Right. And the services, the purpose of your business then, through the song, that song is only a conduit. There is a higher purpose for which you actually do it, through the joy that you spread to the world through your voice. That is your higher purpose. And then you want to share that joy with others. So keeping that purpose, singing and performance is a conduit to achieve that purpose. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
And I
many
choice
times,
of giving.
majority. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I was just I have the choice of when I'm doing it and singing at church or for volunteer situations. I have the option to give that because it's a gift, and so I'm able to give that gift. And then when there's an opportunity for someone to pay or to give offering or to give money in exchange for that, then then I'm even that much more happy.
So, but defining that purpose is very important. And I think that is where if there's anybody else who wants to define what their gift is, because sometimes we go through life not being able to identify our gifts. We have been told and defined by the world what your gift is, and we're not able to go it. We just take on jobs, we find out more jobs and more jobs without knowing what comes naturally to us. And that requires some working with yourself again and again to find out what is my true purpose and then seeing how can I use that purpose. I have a chat box here. My two loves are writing and music, and I've used these passions and skills as a journalist, PR consultant, and singer. These skills, passions allow me to help people tell their stories and communicate with their potential customers through the written word or even through music. That's Norma. That's so true, Norma. That's like you really know that your passion, your skills are love, writing, and music. And then you had used these passions and skills as a journalist, PR. So, what is your higher purpose? What is your true purpose in life? Is something that you can go back and think and ask your friends, because you are doing these activities because a you're good at it, of course that's why you're doing it, but behind that there will be one more reason, there is one more layer that you need to peel off to find out your true purpose and higher purpose. And then you might find that you are a journalist, a PR consultant, and a singer and something else also, because you're doing that things in times of stress, you're doing that things in times of happiness. Your friends know that, hey, if I need something to be shared in the world, I need Norma because she is my amplifier. So, what is that purpose of Norma that needs to be clarified a little more? You need to dig in more. And once you have that purpose defined, then everything else, all your work, all your activities fall into a little sweet spot for you. That was Megan who says, that was my sister who is into church. I enjoy acting and it's tough for me to be casted. You know, I still do it because of my passion. That's your skill set, Megan. I totally hear that. And if that is what you like to do, acting is your profession. Uh, for purpose, you might need a little more thinking. Why acting? What is it that, and it might not be connecting to your business purpose, it can be your personal purpose, and it might overflow into a business purpose also. So your personal purpose is something that you'll have to think back. What are my things that I do naturally, okay, in times of difficulty without thinking, and then define it, and that becomes, but having this business purpose is very important also, because then it helps you pursue it. So it took me, as I told you, Mahatma Gandhi worked for 25 years. Nobody knew about Mohanchand Karamchand Gandhi, who was living in South Africa, living in poverty. Nobody knew about him. But then he had this turning point where he wanted to come back to the country. He wanted to make sure that, talked about the the satyagraha, that is being honest, living your life with peacefully, without violence, to make a transformation. And then the things changed. So let's talk about Steve Jobs for a minute. um, he's a high school dropout who went to India uh, to find himself. As he did, he went to some ashrams. One ashram shut down, he went to another ashrams. He was on psychedelic drugs. He came back, started this company in his garage, got Apple computers, lost his CEO, was thrown out of Apple because of his CEO, went to work for Pixar and the Disney studios, came back to Apple, became the CEO, and we know what Apple is today. It's what a kind of an icon it is. So if you believe that you are meant to act, if you are meant to do this, then pursue this passion. Don't give up. till you find a break to do what you love to do. Going back, oh, I've shut the, I keep shutting because I want to come back and see everybody, and then uh, I keep shutting my presentation. Give me a minute. So at Synergy's work, there is, what do we do? What do we believe in? Let me just share screen. This is our vision. Our vision is that to economically empower people with disabilities by helping them build sustainable businesses. And for me, the operative word is sustainability. Setting up a business is easy. What is difficult is how do we make it sustainable over a period of time? So how do we make sure? And that requires perseverance, that requires hard work, that requires that nurturing of it over a period of time. It's almost like running on a treadmill. And I know in this group itself, almost all of you are business owners, so you know it, that it's like running on a treadmill. If you stop running, you're going to fall flat. So it's a constant work, constant innovation, and making it sure that you are in time with everything changes that are happening around you. We do this through 4 programs. We have I2I business program. It's an 8-week incubation program where we invite business leaders to come and spend an hour and a half every week and help you develop your business idea into a plan. The idea why we are inviting people from the outside, because I personally believe many a times people with disabilities are isolated and marginalized. And like everybody else, we need networks to make ourselves sustainable and successful. And these are the soft networks are something that people with disabilities do not have easy access to. Hence, what our role is really of being a bridge maker, of being a catalyst between the business community and the disability community. And therefore, we invite these business leaders to come and speak to our cohort so that those soft networks are maintained and developed between the two. We run what is called an open studios, largely for visual entrepreneurs, visual artists, because we believe that everybody has a gift. So that could be an art gift, could be weavers, could be crochet makers, could be potters, could be spice blenders. These are the people that we bring together every month on open studios. And again, we invite folks from the disability, from the business community to lead them, from the art community to come and talk to them, what it is to be in the art world. Not yesterday, this was on Friday, we invited somebody from the legal world to come and talk about the legalities and how to maintain your copyrights and your trademarks in the art world. Finally, we have a marketplace that connects the buyers to the businesses, and we host every quarter a business event, again, finding that connecting points between the artists and the entrepreneurs and the business community. So this Wednesday, if you're interested, we have a very pertinent topic, which is about diversity in 2021 and beyond, and how it intersects with disability to other corporations and the world looking at people with disabilities as potential employees or not. So that's the conversation. So please join me. I'll send the invite to Marna and she can forward it to you. As I've been saying, that's what we really believe in. And this is the fundamental truth for myself and also for Synergy's work, that everybody has a gift and therefore we want them to believe in that gift. So if there is anything that I would like you to take back today is to believe that you have a talent and a gift. And what we do at Synergy's work is to create a holding environment for every person till they are able to find their business sustainable. I guess I'm a mother, once a mom, always a mom. So holding environment concept is really like that of a mom who is holding the space for the little children who are trying to walk and creating a soft and a psychological safe place for people while they experiment with their business ideas. So if this is just leave this topic at the top, it's finding your earth. Earth in Indian language means the meaning of your life. So if you have found your true purpose, then you can leverage it, build a team. The other important thing that I want you to remember is once you have found your business purpose and you have defined your business, the most important thing for you is to build a team, even if it is an individual board of for yourself, individual board that you need to build around yourself. These are the people that you will go to, that who will help you build your business, whether you're an artist or setting up your own business or PR consulting firm. Make sure that this team has a mix and match of people. They are the people who are your amplifiers, they are the people who are your guides, they are your mentors, and your maybe your financially who can be your uh, investors in you in whatever way. So make a mix and match and have that team. That's very, very important. That's what I meant when we talked about soft networks. So build that, mobilize your team around you when you're setting up your own business. Define your income goals. That's something that I think as people with disabilities who live on SSI or SSDI and have a lot of systemic structures put into place, you need to define that income goals for yourself and work with the benefits navigator team member to make sure that you are managing those benefits uh, smartly and not jeopardizing anything for yourself. um, and then of course whatever operational supports that you need to make yourself successful. The other important thing when we talk about building a holding environment, and it is true for every business, but especially nowadays when we are working all virtually, the three things that are important when we talk about holding environment. Yes, purpose, place, routine, and people. What do I mean by that? We are all living virtually now. The kind of interactions that we have is what we're having today, virtually through Zoom. But if you're not able to put a structure around our work, that work can either overflow into your all your spare time or it will fall through the cracks. So have a purpose that I have to have, this is what I want to achieve. Then have a routine. If in the mornings you want to have a shower and get to work, or you are going to exercise and then get to work and put in 3 hours of work and then shut down and then go for XYZ number of things, have that routine in your place. Even if it means that getting up from your bed and going to the table and that's your workplace, then that is your workplace. That is your routine. Follow that routine. Very, very important, especially now when we are all working virtually. So have that routine, that place. That place can be your desk, can be your kitchen table, can be outside in your back porch, a table and a chair from where you work. But that's your place. Define it. This is the place where I write, or if you're a writer, or this is the place where I am going to spend 2 hours networking and finding out for my auditions. And that's the place from where you work. And then you shut that place out, your, technically speaking, office hours are closed, right? And surround yourself with people who are supportive of you. Mental health, we all know how important it has become in this last few months for all of us. But even in terms otherwise, people. I cannot stress enough how important it is um, to surround yourself the right kind of people, especially when you are doing a business, to have that informal board around your work. Very important. Any questions? Here's another question that I have for you. Have you ever been to a circus? Have you seen a striptease artist? Just raise your hand, please, and tell me if somebody has raised a hand because I can't see you. And yeah, okay. Well, the reason why I say this, I'm sure you've seen these trapeze artists who swing from one pole to the other at a circus, and you think that they are doing it all alone, right? But that's not the fact. Any trapeze artist, if you notice, when they are up on that pole, at the bottom there is a safety net. so that in case they fall, that there is somebody to hold them. And also in the wings, you will see that there are many people, 4 or 5 people waiting, that in case this person falls down, they'll rush in to hold them and grab them and save them. And that's what the holding environment is all about. That's your safety net. And that's exactly also what Synergy's work does, provides you people with safety nets so that they are able to take the risk and we are able to hold them and save them and allow them to experiment with things. Why is suddenly businesses important in this world, right? So let's say 92% of all US businesses are micro businesses. And what is a micro business? A micro business is one which hires less than 5 people, including the owner. Okay, so the real backbone of the US economy is these micro businesses, which hire 1 to less people. And this was an old slide, but I can tell you in the last year, this has, I'm sure, has grown exponentially. That the freelancers, the work that you guys do, constitute a large proportion of the working population of the United States. Okay, the ripple effect of the jobs that we create through the micro entrepreneurs is almost virtually 41.3 million jobs. There is also a saying that if every micro business were to hire 1 person, just 1 person, the entire unemployment in the United States would be done. So that's how important the work that I would also consider myself to be a micro business. We are. Just, I don't know if you have a time, Maya, to talk about this. I wanted to play a film about this young man who we supported. If not, we can open up for question and answers.
Yes, so we have 15 minutes. How long is the video for?
It's a minute and a half.
A minute and a half, yes. Let's go ahead and play it, and then we can discuss it for a little bit and go back in. Awesome.
Before Synergy's work, I was in and out of several mental health facilities. I had a lot of psychiatric problems that were undiagnosed for a long time. And I crocheted just to keep calm. I had nothing. I was donating all my stuff and not making a penny. Now I see the faces of my clients. I see their happiness, their sorrow, their disappointment, their angst, whatever they feel. Well, now, instead of just making stuff, keeping it, and then donating it to like the hospitals or the various places, I can now sell my items, which gives me money in my pocket and a goal in my brain. Synergy has helped me tremendously. It has given me a drive, a purpose. I feel fulfilled when I get up in the morning, when I'm making something for a client.
Since he's become involved with Synergy's works, he's become a lot more happy, a lot more joyful. He thrives on taking orders from clients and crocheting something that they specifically want. He's more calm. He seems to feel like he's found his place. Like he feels like he's found a spot where he's accepted finally in the world.
That's where we are. I just want to leave this with one last thought with you. Go ahead and find your magic. That's what's most important in life. Find your magic and believe in yourself. Once you believe in yourself, there'll be many other people around you who will be able to see that magic and support you in your endeavor to start your own business. Any questions?
Do we have any questions, anybody? No questions. Awesome. I do want to read one statement that Norma had. She says, "My two loves are writing and music, have used their passions and skills as a journalist, PR consultant, and singer. These skills, passions allow me to help people tell their stories and communicate with their potential customers through the written word or even through music." I just wanted to read that just to kind of encourage you, but also feel free to also, if you didn't get a chance to share your passions. I do see one hand is up, Jamila Lane.
Yes. Thank you for your presentation. I just had a quick question about some, once you've actually figured out what it is that you want to do you have some practical tips about how to actually get started? Or maybe you could explain what the company is that you represent, and if and how they can assist in your propelling your business. I wasn't sure if that was a service that you all were providing, or I didn't understand.
Yeah, we do provide that. We do it through four things, as I mentioned. We do a eye-to-eye business incubator program. So if you have a business idea that you want to go forward with it, we have an 8-week intensive program that allows us to work with you one-on-one and with the business leaders from the business world to come and help you structure that business into a business plan. That's a phase one of it. The phase two happens is where we help you execute that idea. You know, the practical tips. How do you set up a website? How do I get a PayPal account? How do I do my social media posts? Where do I set up my website? What are the best options for it? So we help you structure that. How do I get on LinkedIn? Should my structure look like on LinkedIn? The art of telling a story on LinkedIn. Finding out who the financial resources are from where you can get either a grant or other financial loans to set your business into motion. And finally, third thing that we do is, and through all of this phase two and phase three, we continue to meet once a month after the 8-week intensive program. We continue to provide you with resources, inputs, and networks so that you are able to make a sustainable business. Does that answer your question? So that's the part one service that we provide, which is the I2I, Idea to Incubation Business Program. The second thing that we do if you're an artist is that we meet once a month again to provide constant resources and hear from you. We have on our website a page dedicated to every entrepreneur who tells their story, and that page is linked to the website, which is the common marketplace that showcases the products or the services of the individual that we represent. And finally, we do the business webinars that again allows you to meet new business leaders and make those connections for yourself. So every business webinar, there is generally a topic where there might be somebody from the business community, but there'll always be someone from the disability community also occupying the same platform as everybody else. I skipped those slides, but to give you an example, we partnered with Coca-Cola Toastmasters in 2019, and we had this huge event at the Coca-Cola office where there were the business leaders talking about the art of what was the topic? It was the mm, um, it was on presentation because it was Toastmasters, and we had two people from the Synergies work, a young woman who has Down syndrome and is legally blind, and another young man who had cerebral palsy, who were also representing and speaking at the same platform. So everything for people together. Yes, we do help nonprofit organizations as well, as long as, yeah, there is nothing stopping us. Currently, we have on our cohort a nonprofit organization which is run by 3 individuals with disabilities, and they're called the Three Basketeers. So they have joined the cohort to develop that program. And Jamila, does that answer your question?
It does. I just one last thing. I'm sorry if I missed it, but is your service, does your website detail the fees for your services?
We do this at zero cost.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, so foolish, right? But we believe that if you have the money and you can make a donation, yes, please do make a donation. But if you do not and you cannot afford to do so, we do it at zero cost.
Okay, thank you for that information.
Yeah.
Does everyone have Synergies Works?
Looks like
I had a question, but I'm not quite sure if this is the venue to do it. How are people learning about Synergies, at Synergies work?
We could do with your services, Nora.
I got enough to do. I just, I would like to at least make sure that we have some information that can be shared with some reporters. If you have a kit of information that is ready to go, because I mean, you're doing a great service, particularly for business owners with disabilities. Because people need to know about it. That's one of the things why I became a journalist. Well, that's not the reason I became a journalist. The reason I do what I do now is because there's organizations like SHOWAbility and like what you're doing, nobody knows about, unfortunately. It's just the general media they don't pay enough attention to it, unfortunately. So it's something that, I'm trying to do it, at least to the radio shows that I do, and sharing information and some ways to begin the conversation and the awareness that you exist, so that, that people can start recognizing the services that you provide. So I'm just going to call you to get you on my radio show.
I love that. I can be very honest with you. I've done not a very great job at PR.
It's hard to do it yourself.
Yes.
It just is. You have to get people that's not you. That's not the company owner. It's very hard to do it yourself.
Yes. So I just on some social media platforms, that's LinkedIn and on Facebook. But apart from that, it has always been word of mouth. It's we haven't done a great job on that.
Well, it's never too late.
Never too late.
Never
I know.
Looks like we have one last question, Mom, but I think you'll be the last question for us because it's 4:56.
Okay. I was just curious, Arti. First of all, thank you. Since I'm the last question, let me say this too. Thank you so very much.
Thank you for
great job. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. And certainly we'll be working together more and just kind of helping to spread the word about what both organizations are doing, and all organizations along the inclusive efforts. And so that's my question. I know that we focus, and our primary focus is people with disability. We're inclusive, working with additional. So the Synergies also work with an inclusive person, or they have to be persons on the disability spectrum?
So we only focus on people with disabilities at this point of time, only because I don't have the bandwidth to support everybody.
Understand.
So hence only folks with disabilities.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure, because I know the quality of work you guys do, and it's such a need, and because we're oftentimes asked about mainstreaming and inclusion and things like that, and so I wanted to just kind of put that out there just in case.
Yeah, my passion drives from my own love, and my own child.
Yes.
And I do believe that there is a need to bridge these two worlds together.
Absolutely, there is.
Yeah.
Absolutely, there is. Okay. Well, if there are no other, Maya, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining. And Miss Artie, you were absolutely great. Thank you for the presentation and just your flexibility and patience with everything. I think a lot of people have some things that they can be able to take back and really kind of ask themselves, what is my gifting versus my profession, and how I can be able to do both of those while getting paid. So, I think it's really great. And I think one thing that resonated with me is that you said pursuit is action. And so I think can resonate with a few people. What can we do daily in a pursuit that will actually lead us to a financially blissfully happy life doing what we love. So thank you so much. And thank you with SHOWAbility. Gary and Norma is one of our board members. So I just want to thank you for being here as well. And if there are no more questions, we do have, this is a monthly masterclass experience called Inclusive Arts. So again, the last Sunday of each month, we will be doing these arts classes within the disability spectrum. So please join us again. And again, Ms. Artie, thank you so much.
Thank you very
And May will be featuring Norma. This May is Mother's Day, and Norma will be out. We'll be doing our master class, um, talking about um, um, being a mom of a child with special needs and having a career. And so
Mm.
there we go. And so she's going to be speaking on that. And so we're excited about that. And so woohoo! Norma's going to be doing our master class in May.
Yes, and don't forget this Saturday coming, my Mother's Day event.
Yes.
Exceptional Parents Celebration. You can go to normastanley.com. It's for parents of children with special needs who may not know it's Mother's Day coming up, or Father's Day coming up. So it's a 2-hour program. Starts at 2:00, goes until about 3:30 or 4.
This is
awesome,
right?
This is virtual. It'll be on Zoom. Yes. So just go to normastanley.com to register and share it. And we have a good amount of people registered, but we can always use a few more. So that's a blessing.
Now, Artie, real quick before you hop off, I do want to make sure that we get your the information you would love for us to send. We have your website, and we definitely can share that, but definitely want to make sure we reach out and share your contact information on what you approve of to everybody who registered.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the website, and they can reach me either at synergies@synergieswork.com or at arti@synergieswork.com.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Grab that. Awesome. Let me see. All right, everybody. I am going to grab these once I get them in this chat. I will grab that. And I think we are good to go. Artie, if you can stay on, we just like to have like a little debrief on how everything went, and we're good.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.